As a result, our animals are expected to receive injections that prevent them from releasing digestive gas into the atmosphere indefinitely. However, people behind this plan do not carry out the same vaccination programs in their own nations, where they have considerably more animals than Kenya, therefore greater contributors to the harmful climate change, quote unquote. Indeed, we take note with alarm that these vaccinations that are developed overseas have been rejected everywhere else in the world, including their home country, the United States of America. As a people's loyal opposition, we reject these experiments in toto. Let everyone know that we will resist them to the very end. We ask our fellow Kenyans to join us in opposing the proposed vaccinations, which clearly hurt our animals and endanger our people. We have also been reliably informed on incontrovertible scientific authority that these vaccines will alter the genetic structure of our animals. After 1 or 2 generations of vaccines, up to 36 months, reproduction of new life will begin to be plagued by issues. These issues include, but are not limited to, the birth of animals with severe biological malformations as a result of genetic manipulation. There will also be the difficulty of the animal's incapacity to reproduce completely. Some of these negative side effects will eventually be passed to human populations via the eating of contaminated animal farm produce. This is completely unacceptable, and on behalf of the Kenyan people, we will not tolerate it. It is difficult to understand why the Kenya Kwanza dictatorship alone in the world agrees to make our country a testing ground for deadly experiments. Any government's first responsibility is to protect its citizens' interests and well-being. It is unfathomable why Ruto's regime would want to do the contrary. The admission of these vaccines into Kenya is clearly irresponsible and risky. We must all stand up and oppose it. We also wish to point out that the vaccination exercise is only the harbinger of more sinister things to follow. The scheme is to eradicate farm animal production entirely. They will end production of beef and other bovine meats as we have traditionally known them in the country. The proprietors of these projects seek to replace farm foods with industrially generated synthetic meats. The negative consequences are twofold. The first issue is the deterioration of livelihoods in pastoralist communities. The second is, of course, human exposure to unusual industrial meats, the ramifications of which have yet to be completely investigated. Essentially, these are side effects. We are calling Kenyans to action by our presence today at this press conference. We urge you to oppose this nefarious act by this dangerous and unpopular regime. Pastoralists and other livestock owners have a responsibility to preserve their animals and livelihoods. Do not allow anyone to get near your animal under pretense of vaccination. Our food sovereignty, and that's important, our food sovereignty and security are not subject to compromise. Our animals and people's health are equally important. Every Kenyan, therefore, has a responsibility to aggressively oppose this cruel goal. We ask all Kenyans to remain very vigilant. Do not allow any agent or official of the Ruto regime to come anywhere near Kenyan cattle with these vaccines. There will be no forced vaccination of animals in Kenya. We all remember stories of anthrax. If you're coming to vaccinate against anthrax and know the things we all know. We will resist by all constitutionally protected and guaranteed means. Lastly, ladies and gentlemen, we commend our Catholic bishops for calling out this rogue